Music does not fix MS, but sometimes it helps me shift gears, and that may sound simple, but for me it can be a big deal. Because when you live with MS, you do not always move smoothly from one part of the day to the next. Sometimes the body is heavy, sometimes the brain is noisy, sometimes the energy is low, and sometimes you know what you need to do, but you just cannot seem to enter that next state. And that is where music helps me. Not in a magical way, not in a spiritual way, but just in a very practical way. Because music can change the room, it can change the pace, it can change how the body feels inside the moment. And for me, this connects very strongly with indoor rowing as well. Because when my rowing is good, it is not just exercise for me, it becomes rhythm. Breathing, stroke after stroke, pull, recover, and when everything just lines up, the movement almost disappears. And that's not because it's easy, but because it starts to just flow. The breathing is right, the stroke rate is right, the body knows what to do, and the music carries the moment forward. And then suddenly I'm not forcing the session anymore, I am simply inside it. And that is one of the reasons I have always loved trance music, especially the kind with space, airy vocals, a steady beat, something that builds slowly and gives the mind somewhere to go. And it just matches that rowing state perfectly. Not chaos, not aggression, not hype for the sake of hype, just movement. Rhythm, breath, momentum. And I think that is important. Because MS Warrior can look intense from the outside, with daily rowing, long rowing streaks, millions of meters, lots of high numbers, discipline. But the deeper part is not about proving how hard I can push. It is about building a life where movement helps me function. And music is a big part of that. Because sometimes music helps me start. Sometimes it helps me stay calm. Sometimes it helps me focus. Sometimes it helps me move from a heavy state into a more useful one. It's almost like pressing play on the next version of my day. Not a perfect version, not a cured version, just a version that is moving, and that matters. Because with MS, I have learned not to underestimate small tools. It can be a routine, a walk, a quiet room, a good song, a steady rhythm. These things do not look very dramatic, but they can change the direction of an entire day. And for me, music is one of those tools. Because it gives the body a beat to follow, it gives the mind something to hold on to, and sometimes it helps me get out of my own head and back into motion. So no, music does not fix MS, but sometimes it helps me shift gears. And on the rowing machine, when the breathing, the rhythm, the movement and the music all line up perfectly, that is absolutely one of the best feelings I know. Not because I am escaping life, but because for a few minutes, body and mind are finally moving in the same direction. And with MS, that is a beautiful thing.